श्री राधा माधव अष्ट सखी की जय। पंचतत्व भगवान की जय। राजपुर जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा मैया की जय। गौर निताई की जय। हरे कृष्णा। A very warm welcome to everybody for this morning's Japa Yagna. On behalf of our leader, firstly, I thank all the Japa leads who came in and performed their service nicely. Welcome to the next part of the morning Radha Gopinath online program, which is the Bhagavatam sharing. So we'll move on there with a very short kirtan. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Jayo Girivardhari Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamuna Vanachari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jayo Gandharvika Giridhari Gandharvika Giridhari Gaura Hari Jayo Lakshmi Narasimha Jayo Ananta De Lakshmi Narasimha Jayo Ananta Dev Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Patith Pavan Gurudev ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayana Namaskrityam Naran Chaiva Narottamam Devin Saraswati To Jayamutiret Ashtaprayesho Bhadresho Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamashloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. Reading from Canto 1, 8th chapter, titled The Prayers of Queen Kunti. We are in 35th verse. Can someone repeat after me? They're free. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Bhave asmin klishya mananam avidya kama karmabhi Shravana smaranarhani karishyaniti kechana. Thank you, Mataji. Translation, word to word meaning, translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. And yet others say you appeared for sake of rejuvenating the devotional service of hearing, remembering, worshipping, and so on, in order that the conditioned soul suffering from material pangs might take advantage and gain liberation. It's a nice purport. I'll try and read it. Some important lines are there. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, the Lord asserts that He appears in every millennium just to re-establish the way of religion. The way of religion is made by the Supreme Lord. No one can manufacture a new path of religion as it is fashioned for certain ambitious person. The factual way of religion is to accept the Lord as the supreme authority and thus render service unto him in spontaneous love. A living being cannot help but render service because he is continuously made for that purpose, constitutionally made for that purpose. The only function of the living being is to render service to the Lord. Very important lines. Please hear Prabhuji's and Mataji's. The Lord is great and living beings are subordinate to him. Therefore, the duty of the living being is just to serve him only. Unfortunately, the illusioned living beings, out of misunderstanding, only become servants of the senses by material desire. This desire is called avidya or nescience. And out of such desire, the living being makes different plans for material enjoyment centered about a perverted sex life. He therefore becomes entangled in the chain of birth and death by transmigrating into different bodies of different planets under the direction of the Supreme Lord. Unless, therefore, one is beyond the boundary of this nescience, one cannot get free from the threefold miseries of life. That is the law of nature. The last paragraph. The Lord, however, out of causeless mercy, because he is more merciful to the suffering living beings than they can expect, appears before them and rejuvenates the principles of devotional service comprised of hearing, chanting, remembering, serving, worshipping, praying, cooperating, and surrendering unto him. Adoption of all the above mentioned items or any one of them can help a conditioned soul get out of tangle of nescience and thus become liberated from all material suffering created by the living beings, illusioned by the external energy. This particular type of mercy is bestowed upon the living being by the Lord in form of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay. Before we get to discussing a few lines, few points from this verse, let me tell my prayers seeking the blessings of Guru and all the previous Acharyas and all the Vaishnavas here. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurum Shri Yudapada Kamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalitha Shri Vishakan Vitamscha He Krishna, Karuna Sindhu, Dinabandhu, Jagatpate, Gopesha, Gopika, Kanta Radha, Kanta Namostute, Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi, Radhe, Vrindavaneshwari, Vrishabhanusute Devi, Pranamami Haripriye, Vancha, Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Vacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Chapataka Swami Nitinam Namo Acharya Padaya Nitaya Kripaya Padaya Gaurapata Damadaya Nagara Gramataradi. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Hare Krishna. Again, one of the wonderful verses. We are doing a series of Kunti Maharani's prayers. Ave asmin klishyamana nam avidya karma kama karma vihi Shavana smaranarhani karishyani kechana. And yet others say that you appear to rejuvenate the devotional service of hearing, remembering, worshipping, and so on, in order to that the conditioned souls suffering from material pangs might take advantage to gain liberation. So, as we said that we've been hearing some various opinions of the birth of Krishna, starting from verse 32. Kunti Maharani first said that was to glorify the pious kings like Yudhishthira, And then to please dear devotee of King Yadu, okay, and where Mathurapati Prabhu had given us the details of the verse. And then Apara Vasudevasya, Devakya. So again, to answer the prayers of Vasudeva and Devaki and for welfare of the world and to kill the Asuras who are envious of demigods. Then we found out saying from yesterday, from Varaha Kripa Mayadas, in response to Brahma's prayers and to relieve the overburden. Okay. But here in this verse, Kunti Maharani says, the real reason for Krishna's appearance. Okay. So, so she's nicely pointing out what is the real reason of the Lord's appearance. We were talking, he's the unborn, but he appears. It is so fascinating. Okay. She says it is to rejuvenate the bhakti. Okay. Navavidha bhakti. These are the actual activities which a living entity are supposed to do. Okay. A few of them still do it. A large portion of them understand that we are a very, very small part and parcel of the Lord. So because of that, we also have the small free will, right? And those who use the free will very nicely continue to serve the Lord. But few of them say, why should I serve, right? Srila Prabhupada makes it so beautifully clear here, right? So these lines, I'll just read it once again. The factual way of religion is to accept the Lord as a supreme authority and thus render service unto him in spontaneous love. Just after that, a living being cannot help but render service because he is constitutionally made for that purpose. And another line, the only function of living being is to render service unto the Lord, right? So it is Supreme Lord has made such arrangements for all of us in this material world. What to do? He has to do something, right? Like the other day, Bhima Prabhu was telling in the evening class, if there are some people who want all this, he has to make arrangements for them. So Lord Krishna and Lord Gauranga, as Guru Maharaj said, that they are magicians. They've created so many nice things in this temporary world. We think it is real. So the key secret though is to know that how to use it. If you use it for Krishna, then you definitely are in the right chain and finally we can achieve Krishna Prema, right? So because as we said, because we are part and parcel, we also have that little tiny free will, right? So we'll just find out with this free will, if not used, so what happens? It's purely avidya, right? Avidya leads to, in this it says avidya leads to kama, right? Kama is wrong desires, right? So what is it? It's all centered around material enjoyment, again getting entangled in the chain of birth and death, right? Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. We are going there, and then obviously we transmigrate to different bodies, all and to different planets too. So what happens? Wrong leads to wrong. That is, this karma, the wrong desires, leads us to wrong activities. See this connection. Thus, avidya leads to kama. Kama leads to, which is the wrong desires, activities, leads to wrong activity. And then that wrong activity, that kama leads to karma. And karma leads to klishya. That is, now the second line at least is Shravanam, Smarana, and Arhani. So what is the solution? The solution is here about Krishna, remember Krishna, and Karisyan iti kechana, worship Krishna. So this is the reviving process, right? For those who are suffering, okay, this is the only process. The only process is Bhakti Yoga. Of course, we all know Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyamatyam, Nivedanam. All this lovely Navavidha Bhakti is there. And we read in this, Srila Prabhupada said, even if you master one You can still go back home, back to Godhead, right? So the Lord appeals to rejuvenate, right? Hearing and the chanting of his holy name, fame, glories, right? See, just imagine if the Lord had not come, Lord had not performed these pastimes. What can we be talking about? What can we be discussing and enjoying? Huh? So, what happens to just imagine? We very often read this Islamic jihadis, what they get behind this terrorist activities. Why? Because they have no rasa, they have nothing else to. From the beginning, they are only fed with kill, kill, kill. They don't have any rasa, they don't have anything to speak about. Whereas, just imagine us. Just we came out of this wonderful month called Kartik, where we had all these pastimes. Damodar pastime, Govardhan Leela. Can you imagine if we did not have this? Imagine not going to another person's house, not doing Deepdhan, not describing the Lord's wonderful activities. Uh, and how many times we heard about Damodar Leela? Every time, like Prabhuji said, there will not just be some realization, there will be some revelation. Somebody or the other senior Srila Prabhupada disciples, they will come or they reveal something. Our dear Amarendra Prabhu was giving a series of classes on Venu Geet, right? So, and there were, in fact, there was some discussion on how many types of flutes Krishna carries, each flute size, color, what is the purpose, what he uses, why, when each one of them. I mean, it's all these pastimes that we keep talking about. And all this we heard was only about Krishna. Then we can speak about Ramayana. And then again, so many stories, right? So if we do not hear about, we do not discuss about this, if we do not enjoy, what we would be doing? Grama Katha. If there is no Krishna Katha, if there is no, definitely what you hear, normally you see them, right? Early morning outside your house discussing what happened yesterday or what was the politician did, what was going on in another person's house. And then in the end, they say, Namgya ke idella bidi. After speaking all that nonsense. So we at least have, thanks to all the Shastras, Guru Shastra, Sadhu Shastra, our GPS is there for us. Google is there for all others, but a GPS is there for us, right? And we, of course, have Krishna's instructions in the Bhagavad Gita, clearly written, right? Man mana, mama bat bhakto, madhyaji mam namaskurum, mam evasyasya satyam te, pratichanat priye priyosak. That is very dear to me. Think of me, become my devotee, worship me, offer obeisances to me. You will certainly come back. And he says, Pratijana Priyo, I am promising you, my dear. So, the translation goes like this: always think of me, become my devotee, worship me, offer my homage unto me. Thus you will come to me without fail. I promise you this because you are my dear friend. So, Srila Prabhupada and his disciples have come here. Our dear Gurudev has come in specifically to teach us devotional service, bhakti. Shri Gauranga Mahaprabhu is Gauranga Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has taught us all the secrets, right? How he's through the six Goswamis, he's given us all the material required to support and the support from Shastras. So Srila Rupa Goswami has explained in many books, and especially those who have gone through the Bhakti Shastri would have done some detailed study, right? And we have written some long essays too, right? How avidya leads to, papam, bijam, kutam, sinful impressions, and because of these impressions, there are some desires, and because of these desires, these actions are there. Some prarabdha manifested and aprarabdha, some unmanifested reactions. So people are so, in a way, one thing is guaranteed, suffering is guaranteed, right? Okay. So, yes, it could be temporary, but there is sure suffering. Now, what happens to? Srila Rupa Goswami has said that if you're really practicing bhakti, okay, there are certain things to happen. definitely the first one, this suffering goes down. Please note, those who have been practicing bhakti, it is not that they do not face challenges or they do not face problems like others in their life, but uh, they have this ability to overcome, and they're most importantly, because they are all chanting and practicing uh, Krishna consciousness, auspicious Shubhada enters in the second uh, detail on that, right? The second, so there are six features in pure bhakti. What happens? The second is pure devotional service. It is the beginning of all auspiciousness. And the third, Srila Rupa Goswami says devotional service automatically puts one in transcendental pleasure. Okay, then devotional service is rarely achieved. And those in pure devotional service deride even the conception of liberation. They do not need it. Last, very interesting. Pure devotional service is the only means to attract Krishna. Okay, Krishna is all attractive, but pure devotional service attracts even Krishna. This means pure devotional service is even transcendentally stronger than Krishna himself. Look at this, because Krishna is internal potency. So, meaning to say, uh, your actual reason was to of Krishna to somehow or the other, revive or fallen soul. So these, of course, what we just now mentioned are just kind of a byproducts. Okay, this is while relishing the relationship with Krishna, you get certain byproducts. But our main idea, main purpose is for him to decide is somehow or the other reconnect back to Krishna and understand our constitutional position. So I would like to say this. Many times we've heard, we all know this. In conclusion, I would like to say, we all heard this many times that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes once in a day of Brahma, right? And somehow I feel that we all are so lucky, because the stories not even date back to thousands of years. It is just couple of hundred years, and we know all the places where we are at lucky. We can go and see where Krishna had walked. We can go and see where Mahaprabhu was born, where he did all his leelas. We know all the locations. We have heard about them from the bona fide acharyas. Okay, and so somehow I feel that this is like an one, many offers come, right? So during Christmas time, we say, if you have to purchase some electronic goods, they say, yeah, New Year's sale or New Year offer is there, and you will get some discount or something would come along with this. So this offer where Krishna has appeared and Gauranga Prabhu, Gauranga has also appeared, right? This doesn't keep coming for us, right? If you miss this offer, this is like a one-time offer. If you don't use them, okay, somehow get caught in this material ocean, there is no supplementary offers going to come your way. There is only one uh, captain in the boat, that is our guru. And it's like your announcements, right? Sometimes you hear, if you're just late to the aircraft, you will say last and the final call for the flight to Mumbai, they announce your name, and it's the last chance to get into the, like this. It's like that's the last chance we all have, this offer of you know embracing this Krishna consciousness and accepting what the Shastra says, Guru, Sadhu, and Shastras, and see that we revive our lost relationship and go back home, back to Godhead. Even very recently, our Gurudev made an announcement to, a mild reminder to this offer. I am not going to keep this offer open for long. We must understand this actual purpose of Krishna appearing, and thank such wonderful devotees like Kunti Maharani, whose prayers are so wonderful, and somehow installs again the love for Krishna. Okay, and she highlights all these for the fallen souls. So these were a few points which I could recollect and share post hearing from all the Vaishnavas, senior Vaishnavas, and always support and guidance from our leader, His Grace Mathurapati Madhusudan Prabhu. So if you others have any other points to add for this verse, you please do so. And if I have made any correction, please feel free to correct me. Thank you very much. Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Patit Pavan Gurudev ki jai. And needless to say, if there is any questions, I'll make a humble attempt to clarify. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yeah, 1 minute, Mataji. 1 minute. Let me increase the volume. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
I have a question, Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji.
You have told that pure devotional service is stronger than Krishna himself.
Yeah.
So, will you elaborate that and give some distinction?
Yeah, Mataji. Firstly, this is Srila Rupa Goswami says this 6 features of pure bhakti. Okay. So in that, I said that Krishna is all attractive, but pure devotional service attracts even him. So even very recently, we've been hearing a lot that Krishna can be purchased, right? In the sense that the only thing which he does, or examples of Sudama we always hear, right? So he what what he loves is just the bhava. We hear saying in, I mean, most of the places we keep saying, even Varaha Prabhu gave example of how Krishna says patram pushpam palam toyam. There twice he's used devotion, right? So that is what I meant, Mataji, that he's looking behind the bhava, of the devotee, and he's so much willing to do anything for a devotee that he doesn't mind, totally serving the devotee. Actually, we are all waiting to do devotional service. Krishna is even more eager to serve the pure devotees. So that is what is the line I meant. I hope what I have shared to you is made some sense.
Thank you, Prabhu.
And this is a statement by Srila Rupa Goswami in the Nectar of Devotion. Many other books, there are detailed books where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had instructed the Shad Goswamis who have given us. So we are still in the very, very surface. So that's why devotees keep asking us to read more so that we actually can find out the details in devotional service and enjoy all the beautiful rasas which come out of diving deep into the ocean.
Thank you, Prabhu. Class was very nice, Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Is anybody else wanting to share some points or any doubts? Okay, we have some meetings. The leaders have to stay back. So quickly, if there is any other